The state of primary and secondary education in rural communities across Rivers State remains a growing concern. This week on Community Report, we visited Omudioga, a community in Emo local government area, where our focus is on state school Omudioga. Once renovated during the administration of former Governor Rotimi Amechi, the school has since deteriorated. One of the buildings now poses a serious safety hazard, with part of its roof already collapsed. The headmistress attributes the school's poor condition to prolonged neglect by both the state and local governments.
You have conductors around the school. If somebody is listening to you right now and you're describing the challenges you're facing or this school is facing, can you itemize them in like a minute for us?
If the school is fenced, if the school is fenced, we won't have all these problems. We have gates and lock it. Like now, the school is boros, everywhere open for thieves to enter inside. They scatter the whole fence, the whole ceiling. We are suffering here. We don't have teachers. We don't have conference chairs. Nothing. The whole building, school classes, they pollute everywhere with nonsense. So we are begging the government to come and help us, intervene for us.
Talk to us. How many pupils do you have registered, and how many are coming to school, and at what rate? And then how many teachers do you have, and how many are coming to school?
Okay, we have multitude of children here because this is the sample school one over there. We have up to 356 pupils. Okay. Now only 150 are present coming because of the condition of the school. Okay. Then we need teachers, like up to 10 teachers.
How many teachers do you have?
We have only 3 teachers. Managing 7 classes from ECC, the 1 to primary 6. We need help.
Okay. Now,
sorry, these 3 teachers, who are paid them?
Government.
Government
but we hire 3. PTA pay those ones.
Which one is government pay? Who are the people? They have only 3.
Only 3, including.
How many are government paying?
Government teachers 3, and volunteer teachers 3.
So that means you have 6 teachers.
Yes.
Okay, but 3 official teachers.
Yes.
And 3 volunteer teachers.
Yes.
So how do you generate money to pay the volunteer teachers?
Okay, we pay them through PTA levy. Okay. When children we manage 2,000 from them. Even in 2007, we don't be enough. Last month, I paid through my salary. I paid them through my salary.
Now, the condition of the derelict condition of the school, the dilapidated nature of the school, how does it affect the children in terms of education?
Affecting the children a lot because their parents carry them to all these private schools. We don't have we don't have enough pupils again. Say primary 6, only 10 of them. But before it used to full everywhere like 20, 50. So the condition of the school and the madman swallowing everything, the thief removing everything, is affecting us too much.
Apart from parents taking their children away, what other challenges are the
children when the children come here, 3 and 4 nights, everywhere was scattered. All of them will run away. It made them too sick because of the condition of the school. Some of them, small problem, I will tell them to go. If rain starts, all of us will leave the school because of the condition of the school. Every roof safe, remove. I don't know what to do. I'm tired. They should help me. The government is right now.
So have you written to the government?
I've written to the MOP, our local government. I wrote up to 3 times. I wrote to the Omudioga, ECC, up to 3 times. No intervene. They just give the letter. They don't do anything. The strangers used to penetrate here, go move up and down anyhow they feel like.
So you're asking for intervention. Be specific. What kind of intervention do you want?
Government should help us to come and fence the school and renovate the whole places so that the children will enjoy their lesson. Hire more teachers for us, very important, and bring their conference chairs. See what happened now. They have removed our store and removed many things inside.
If somebody is pressed, if the child is pressed, they want to use the bathroom.
We have toilets.
Yes. Are functional.
Yes.
They're good.
Yes.
You have water flowing in the school.
We have water.
How do you get water?
through borehole.
You have borehole.
Yes, we have big gen.
Okay. Who powers, who fills the gen?
Through the PTA. If there's no money, I use my own money to do it.
Although she says the school still has access to running water, but appeals for urgent improvements, especially to enhance the welfare of both staff and pupils.
Let us go inside. We need to go inside to see what is going on here. You see the other side, they move everything. I've been talking right into him about to the community. No answer. If you help us, so let us go inside and see. Go and see things by yourself. This will make me to weep. You see, everywhere scattered.
Wait. What happened to all the chairs? Wait.
They don't have. They didn't give it. So I didn't want. They didn't give it. Even the chairs, nothing. Let us move.
All like other communities that they have this now. All like other schools that they build and they quit everything.
So you can clearly see that these books were here for children, but they've not even been used. They've not been used, and they are getting destroyed. So things like all the insects or stuff are eating these things. For all these books, I don't know for these children. Because it looks like nobody is doing it.
They are for the children. The only ones now. We have no books. We have enough books. Book is not our problem. We have enough books. Our problem is the teacher to manage the book.
Let is for what? No. Eh? No. Are you sure? No. What for yourself?
The chairman of the Community Development Committee echoes these concerns as well. He highlights the community's efforts to support the school, even as they await stronger intervention from relevant authorities.
This is the situation in your school, in your community. I would like to get, what do you have to say about the situation of this school? What is the name of this school, and what do you have to say about the situation here?
This is the State School 1, Omudioga. And as you can see it is by yourself, I see that this school is too bad for children to learn under this condition. So we are calling on the state government to intervene, because in the time past, this school is one of the schools in the local government that stood test of time. But now, nothing. Everywhere is bad and the building is dilapidated. Apart from the one that the former governor of River State, Right Honorable Chibike Otobi Amechi, built. No other one. The only one that was sustaining us now is that one he built. Even at that, after building it, the interior aspect of it was not equipped. We have also said it. So we are calling the River State government to intervene. Talking about the school premises, the villagers are also intruding into the compound. So if the school is well fenced, I think it will be a panacea to all these problems. So we are calling the River State government.
When you say the villagers are intruding, what do you mean?
It means that they are encroaching, trespassing into the school land.
The school doesn't have a fence, so it's like it's open for everybody to come in. But coming into the compound shouldn't be a big deal, right? If somebody comes in to play football, to maybe just comes in to look around, it shouldn't be a big deal. So what exactly is the problem?
The problem is if the school is fenced, most of these villagers that come to school compound to remove the school facilities, it's a very big problem. So if it is fenced, it will deter them away. Playing football in the school field, is that what you say a problem? With proper negotiation, the principal or the head mistress of the school can give them permission to go. And what they are coming here to do is only to play ball and not to do any other thing. That's not palatable.
Okay.
Yes.
What about the land of the school?
The land of the school, we can see that the people that share boundary with the school are encroaching. So I think that the only solution to that is if the school is properly fenced, and it will be a lasting solution to that.
In a nearby school, renovation work is ongoing at the community secondary school, Omudioga, possibly in anticipation of the approaching rainy season. However, our team was not granted permission to speak to anyone on site. Back in Port Harcourt, a senior lecturer from the Faculty of Education at the University of Port Harcourt emphasizes the critical role of foundational education. He warns that neglecting basic education can have far-reaching effects on student performance at higher levels of learning.
How important would you, it is true that you operate in the tertiary education sector, but what level of importance would you place on primary and secondary education?
The primary level of education and indeed the secondary level are very important, extremely important. As a matter of fact, UNESCO places very much emphasis on the development of these two tiers of education as against tertiary education. That is why, in fact, when it comes to funding, UNESCO strongly believes that much more funding should be devoted to the primary education and the secondary education. It's as important as that because it's the basis, it's the formative period of the child. And you can't skip it to go to the university or indeed any other level of education. So it is this basic education. As a matter of fact, the Universal Basic Education Act insists that that level of education is compulsory, for any child in Nigeria. That's what the UBEC Act, 2004 Act, is all about, to ensure that every child should at least have his 9 years, in the basic education, which is first year of the first 6 years of the child in primary school, and of course the other, what we call the junior secondary school, 3 others, that's making it 9 years. So it's basic, it's compulsory, it's a necessity, it's imperative. You can't skip it. It's as important as that. Ordinarily, there shouldn't be disparity, all right, in the education of children in the urban area and those in the rural area. If you do that because they are in the rural area and they are neglected, inevitably we will be initiating some kind of educational injustice, all right? So for there to be, in fact, equality to access of education it should be carried out in such a way that both the child in the urban center and the child in the rural area must have access, equal access to the same content of education, the same educational program. Anything other than that, like I said, will amount to social injustice and deprivation. So we cannot deprive the child in the rural communities, all right, because he or she is born in that community, and therefore we concentrate, we give attention to the child in the urban center. That would be social injustice. It's the best definition of social injustice. So government must strive, school administrators must strive to ensure that the child in the rural area has equal access to education as much as the child in the urban center.
Okay. Now, coming off of what you said, there are schools. I mean, Nigeria's education system was designed in such a way that every part of the states, whatever state it is, would have schools, would have primary schools, you know. It's spread across the country. We have community secondary schools. They're everywhere. In my village, I have a community secondary school. Here, it's very common. But we see that as time goes on, it looks like these schools are neglected. Now, last week I told you, we had a conversation about government secondary school, Ibelubi in Dashi, Che. Today, we're looking at community school 1, Omudioga, Emoha. I showed you the pictures, but I can, for the benefit, for the record, you can take a look at these pictures again. You can see how terrible the schools are. Now, it seems like there is, would I say, a coordinated attempt or a neglect of community schools in rural areas. For maybe they've chosen to focus, the government has chosen to focus on those in urban areas. Do you see this problem? How do you see this kind of problem? And what kind of impact do you think it's going to have on the education of children going forward?
Well, truth be told, most of the schools in the rural areas are dilapidated completely. Some are desolate. All right. Sometimes you visit some of these schools while you do what we call teaching practice, because as a lecturer in the Faculty of Education, there is a program, there is a course known as teaching practice, and these students are posted out to schools, both in the urban and rural areas. Now, the experience is that when you go to the rural areas, it is what you see is quite alarming. It's quite disturbing. All right, the roofs are gone. There are no chairs. We don't even talk about, you know, the teachers there having access to basic teaching tools. They don't have it. All right, and what is most disturbing is that for the schools in the rural areas that government have made an attempt. When I mean government, because don't forget that the local government, the 23 local government areas that you talked about in Rivers State, they have what they call the local government education authorities. So I want to believe that platform also is used to do one or two things for the school. But it's so disheartening that when government makes the little effort to put these schools in place, the locals go vandalizing. That's the truth. They go vandalizing the facilities there. And I do not know, it's very disturbing that the communities we have today don't really care about educational development. And I will tell you why I say so. Back in the day, here in Rivers State, one of the most prestigious colleges in Rivers State is the KNC, Kalabari National College. That's what they call it, Kalabari National College. I tell you, it was built. That school was the initiative of the Kalabari people without government intervention initially. And for most of the community schools, I will tell you, if you study the history of education here in Rivers State, most of those community schools started in the 80s when Governor Medford Okilo was our governor here. Most communities took it upon themselves to establish these community schools, and then what government did was to provide teachers, and then those schools, took off. But today, it's a complete departure from what used to be. The communities don't care about the schools within their own spaces. And I worry why that should be so. Because every community should be involved. The community shouldn't be indifferent, to what is happening in their school environment. After all, it is their own school. They should own it. There must be ownership, the sense of ownership to these schools. But when they look away, the chiefs, the community development committees, look away from there, and then the schools, those schools become what you and I know they are today, I ask myself, what are those persons who are saddled with the responsibility of community leadership, what are they doing, to ensure that the facilities, educational facilities, schools that have been put in their place are protected? They must protect those schools, all right? And I want to believe that most of those schools that you see that are looking so desolate and vandalized, it will take extra measure for anybody to convince me that the locals are not involved. I'm not sure that somebody will come all the way from Sokoto to go and vandalize the school in Omudioga. I don't think so. So the locals should be held responsible. And again, since we find ourselves in this situation, I think that this is a time to reinvent what we call school-based management committees. The school-based management committees. Now, the school-based management committee structure is a platform that will allow both for school administrators and members of the communities to, have a forum where they will always be thinking of what to do for the betterment of the school and of the teachers in the school, how the teachers will be protected. Don't equally forget that some of the teachers, when they are posted to the low areas, they abscond. Some don't even go. Even when some go, they don't reside there because the facilities aren't there, the teachers' quarters aren't there. So it is the duty of the school management to ensure that that forum, the school-based management committees, is put in place.
A substantial number of children are still out of school, and the quality of education, especially in the rural areas, remains a major concern. Secondary education, while undergoing a transformation, also suffers from resource constraints and teacher shortages.
And that's our show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dari Ido. See you next time, and bye for now.